Welcome to this session on access and lifelong learning. And I'm very happy to welcome everybody here this afternoon. In Arts and Humanities, we're really interested in all aspects of human experience. And I hope you've seen today that we provide an education that's very well rounded in terms of the range of subjects you can choose, the activities you can get involved in, but also the many different people that you encounter. The word university comes from Latin universitas, meaning the whole. So the mark of a great university is one that serves everyone. So it's really important for us to keep working to make sure that students from every walk of life are welcome and that everyone's voice is heard. So in this last session, we're going to hear from some students who found us by a different route, and you'll have a chance to ask them about their own experiences. But before we do that, it's my great pleasure to hand you over now to my colleague, Tom Coogan. Toma is the Mature Years Access Programme Coordinator, and together with her colleagues in UCD's Access and Lifelong Learning Centre, she's involved in ensuring that UCD truly is a place for all. So Toma's going to talk a little bit first about the different entry paths into UCD, and then she's going to introduce you to our student panel. So I'll hand over to you now, Toma. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Gillian, and it's lovely to be here today, and it's absolutely lovely to see former Access students there whom I'll be introducing just after this brief presentation on pathways into UCD Arts Humanities. We're going to begin with the HERE route. For younger students who are coming into UCD through the JESH schools, DARE, which is the particular entry route for students who are coming into UCD and who are managing disabilities. We're also going to talk about the QQI, which used to be known as the FETAC entry route, now further education, and the Mature Years route for those students who are over 23, and then this one close to my heart, which is the Access to Arts, Humanities, Social Sciences and Law entry route. The HERE programme is for those students who are coming in with Leaving Certs from socio-economically disadvantaged backgrounds or with a disability or significant ongoing illness through the DARE route. 5% of UCD places are reserved for HERE eligible applicants and another 5% for those students who are managing a disability and eligible to come in that way. So the criteria for entry is a minimum of 300 points through the Leaving Cert and meet all course entry requirements, with 20% of the points required. So you can see there that where there's a cutoff, you must get at least a cutoff of 500, you must get at least 400 points. So we really would encourage you, anybody who's thinking of coming in through either of those progression pathways, that you come in to our information evening on November the 23rd. So the QQI, further education route, is for those people who are taking awards and courses that are coming in with levels 5 or 6 awards with the modules that are required to be taken in those. So we'd advise you to have a look at the website to see which of those courses are actually eligible for progression into BA and Humanities. So the criteria is a minimum of 5 distinctions in 5 modules, and it's competitive entry through the CAO, through the Central Applications Office. The Mature Years, that entry route is for those who are over 23 years of age on the 1st of January in the year of entry. They must apply through the CAO. They will have to supply supplementary documentation, and they may also do the MSAP, Mature Students Admissions Pathway, or a UCD Open Learning module will satisfy what needs to be shown to show that you're ready for this module, for the progression into the degree. So the Access to Arts, Humanities and Social Science course is for people who are over the age of 22 on the 1st of January in the year of entry to the Access course. These adults may not have formal entry qualifications, but they may have. They want to build skills, confidence, and a network possibly for going into college and to be successful in study. They will go forward knowing the ropes and know how to be a successful student. This course is mapped at level 6. It's a special purpose award, and you're now going to meet students who have taken the access route and who have walked the walk, and they're going to talk the talk and tell you all about it and tell you what it's like to actually study for the degree in UCD. Without further ado, I'm going to ask John Nolan and Anne Ferris, who have already completed their degree, and they will talk to us about that, but also they'll talk to us about what it was like to go through both the access course and a degree, what they studied, and what it was like to do it as husband and wife. So who's going to talk first?
Oh, she's the boss.
Okay, Anne. So Anne, would you recommend an access course, the Access to Arts Humanities access course to people before
Absolutely.
they do a degree?
Absolutely, don't. And I think particularly for somebody, I know you mentioned there for students who are over 23 or 22, but I think for some, we were in our 60s when we started the access course, and obviously had been out of the education area for a very long time. And it was something we had always wanted to do, was to go to UCD and get a degree. We didn't have the opportunities when we left school. And I think that we would, if we had gone straight into first level, there's no way we would have been able to do it. The access course got us prepared, taught us how to study, all the different things that we learned through the program, but also giving us the discipline and giving us the confidence of actually going into UCD, seeing the campus, meeting new people, meeting younger students, and of course we built up friendships for life. We graduated this year, and we're still in touch with our people that were on that access course with us. We still have our WhatsApp group going. So it's great.
We made a lot of friends, a lot of friends through the years. And I think Anne more or less summed it all up. But for me, 1973 was the last time I sat a leaving cert. So to go in and to go back to college, or to go back to an institution that you should have gone to, which I didn't at the time, and there was lots of reasons why I didn't, but I didn't go. And I always regretted it, with children growing up and seeing them take off. I often felt that, look, this is something we should have done, and we did it. But the one thing I would say about the access course was the discipline, and that hit me like a ton of bricks. And I'll tell you why. We both did English and history. Now, I would have probably a huge passion for books and studying, reading English and history, and of course, you'd have these set views in your head about not so much about politics, but about history of the country of Ireland or whatever. And I remember writing my first essay, and we had, what was it, Richard's, what was his name, the lecturer?
Richard McElligott.
Richard McElligott.
Yeah. It was to do with the Civil War in Ireland, something or other, and I wrote the thing and I handed it to him. He says, John, come here, he says, I know you passionately believe your particular argument, but he says, you can't produce that. I mean, if you do get into it, you do go into UCD full time, you cannot take a side and just put up with all that. And it was that really explains to me that you have to be objective, that you have to look at every angle. And as Anne says, only before we had that course beforehand. If we'd have gone in the first year, we would have been swamped, completely and utterly swamped. And we were disciplined. We knew exactly what to do. And Barbara, who we had, she was excellent. She used to tell us how we should draft our essays and how we should have our arguments and all that. And it is true, you develop over the years. And even after we left, I have a totally different view now on history. I have a more open, because it helped me to look at other sides of it.
Okay. And Yvonne, can we bring you in there for a minute and come back to John and Anne later?
You summed it up very well. For me, I was very much at a crossroads in my life, just through a divorce. and I actually care full time for my dad, who was paralysed in an accident. Plus, I travelled from Ferns. So when I went on the access course, I did wonder, am I going to have time?
Mhm.
I hadn't thought of going any further. I was very much, this was the first time in my life I had done something for me. This was for me. So I began it. I muddled my way through. Again, somebody mentioned, or Anne mentioned Barbara Thome, and the Access crew are so supportive, and I felt like a little naive baby. I did my Leaving Cert in 1985, went on, did marketing, totally changed, had children, you know, lived my life. And then I had this moment where I was now in UCD. It was enormous. It was, I do believe that the Access course, you're going into this enormous college. I think I couldn't have gone straight into first year and began, or, you know, started a degree course. It really held my hand. I learned to use the library. I found my way around. My computer skills, while they're certainly not perfect, they've developed. I learned what I liked. I studied history and sociology, and, you know, eventually through the Access course, at the last minute, I said, I really don't want to give this up. You know, I really want to do this. And now I'm halfway through my second year, which I cannot believe. I really cannot. And I'm just very proud to be doing it and happy. And it's not all easy, but I do have time. You do have to juggle things. This year I've actually found easy because I'm online. I have my Access friends, so we all touch base online. You know, there are 3 or 4 of us that if we're having a problem, Thomond is always there. But, you know, you have backup even though we're at home. And each year I think it's getting a little bit easier.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's simple. There's work, and the assignment submission times are stressful, and but you know, when you get a good grade, you think, yes, I can do this. I can keep going. So I'm thrilled.
Monica, what would you say? Is it worthwhile doing the Access course?
It's an absolute must. It doesn't matter how much experience you have as a person. I worked all my life in the civil service and in air. If you're moving into college, it's a new world and you haven't done it before. And you're weak, your confidence is low, you're coming out of your comfort zone. And when I came in the very first day, I couldn't believe when I came in for the interview. I just said, oh my God. Well, the confidence they gave me going out that door was I could not but come back. And everything they did, the community spirit that's developed, the resources that's given to you, they treat you as you feel yourself. They know how you feel, you don't have to tell them. They're able to see you for the lack of confidence that you do have coming in, right? It's a must if you want to go into a university. You have to go into this course because it will bring you through everything. It will build your confidence. I know there are people out there now who are saying, oh, I don't want to try it or whatever. It's so well worth it. Your life will change. And there's nothing else I can say. And everything you want is there. Everything you need to build your confidence is there.
Will we go back and ask Anne and John how having the degree under their belts has changed them?
Well, first of all, can I just say that we really, really miss, we're really sorry we're finished.
Yeah.
And we really miss UCD.
There's always postgraduate study.
That's true, that's true. Might be on the cards for next year. But
Right.
because you do get into a routine. And the other thing, because it's a 3-year degree and the 1-year access course, 4 years. And, you know, at the end we're saying, where did those 4 years go? Time absolutely flew. I can't believe it, you know, but we are totally different people now than we were then. I always felt a little bit, I had a bit of an inferiority complex when, say, my peers or, people I worked with talked about college or talked about, and I could feel myself kind of moving out of the conversation away because I was a little bit, I just felt, I wasn't as good as everybody else. Now, having said that, I know now, having done the degree, that I was as good back then without a degree as anybody else. But you have, you almost have to do it to realize how great we all are,
Yeah.
And I think in first year, we got the opportunity to do different modules. We did sociology, we did geography, we did Irish studies, apart from the history and English modules. So it gives you a little bit of insight into lots of things. But going back to the access, we did history and we did English on the access. And we mentioned Richard earlier. I think Richard suddenly, when he lectured, it opened up a whole new world to me because I wasn't going to do history. But then, as it turned out, we both, signed up for history and for English. And it was the best thing because we could go hand in hand in, John used to carry my bag and, so we were like teenagers again.
Well, carry on.
Okay.
Calm down. But no, the one thing I'll always remember over the 4 years, including the access, over the 4 years was the discipline and the fun, and there certainly was. There was fun in it, and we used to actually love going to college. Now, we chose to do that, and we did it, and I wouldn't underestimate the amount of friends are vital, and some people connect with each other, some people don't. But we connected with a couple of people, and we used to have coffee together, and we talked about different courses, and and you just end up getting onto a wavelength with people, But for me personally, I was lucky in the sense that I don't know how I would have performed if I went it on my own. Because Anne was more computer literate than I am, and if I was on my own completely, I would have maybe I would have survived.
Of course you would.
But it was
Of course you would. You'd have all the supports from the people who are working up in the humanities office, all the schools in UCD who look after their students.
Yeah, but just I won't delay. Just one very funny thing that I did, and Anne knows this as well. When we went to the tutorials, when we started the tutorials, you're in rooms with all these little small groups of people, 19, 20-year-old students, male and female, and the girls more so are more friendlier than the guys are terrified. They're intimidated. But I would be sitting in the room, and maybe we were in tutorials together, we would have been split up. But we had this tendency to ask questions. It's just human nature. And then you're looking around and you're saying to yourself, oh God, am I the only one talking in the class? And you get self-conscious. And I remember saying it to the lecturer, tutor, no, please. Or she would say, keep talking. Because if you don't ask questions, it's just the tendency for people not to talk.
Mature students have so much to bring to the university. You don't know when you come in or before you come in how wonderful you are. I mean, the very fact that we have these access courses is because we want you in. We want more mature students. So, please feel the fear and do it anyway. You're going to hear that from Yvonne now as well, I'm sure. Yvonne, unmute yourself. And what would you say to people who are thinking of coming in and feeling a bit fearful?
Oh, it is daunting. It is when you arrive in this enormous campus, and you probably, like John and Anne say, you're not super confident. Maybe you two were so lucky to have each other. I was this country one coming up, but do it, absolutely. I think it would be too daunting. Certainly I would never have gone straight into first year. I know people do, but the access really, really just sets you up for continuing on. When we went into first year, we knew so much. We certainly didn't know everything, but we knew what we needed to know. So no, fantastic, absolutely. And you know, it takes a bit of time, but you can juggle it. As I say, I travelled from France, so that's very doable. And, you know, it's very doable, so I couldn't recommend it more.
Monica, what would you like to say there?
I think basically that for those, there'll be a mixture of people who are looking at this. The first will be people who are very unsure of what they want to do. And if they are in that group, then I think you need to contact Access, because they will bring you through it. And there is no doubt. They are like the middle ground for your future. And then you'll have those people who've made up their minds. I want to come into Access. But will I be good enough to go into college, which is the second stage? And I think all of us here that are speaking today will tell you, you are good enough. If you're willing to take that first step, you have it inside of you to do it. It's that first step. Even thinking about it is the first step. So if you have that in your head, move on. You will do it. The contact time in college, it's not that major. You can do your own timetable out. Normally, I could nearly have half day Thursday and Friday off away from the college. So you're able to do your reading or assignments or anything like that. And you can fit everything in. It doesn't take that time. You're not here for morning, noon and night in college. You are maybe there for 3 major classes a day. So it's not as if it's going to consume your life. And then you will have planning out how you'll do your shortlist for your courses, how you'll pick them, how you'll do them. You'll pick the courses that you feel passionate about, or you will decide, okay, consider what are my interests, my skills, what can I do as a person, what do I like? Now, it doesn't control everything or their passion. I mean, you have to research and go deep down into those courses that you're interested in. Provide a short list, maybe a list of 10, your first top 5, then your alternatives, and then research them all and see, is it what I want to spend time at? Because it keeps you motivated if you're interested in what you're doing. And I think that's the way forward.
We have a final word from John and Anne. Have you got a combined top tip or one top tip each to people who are considering either the Access course or coming in as mature students straight into either the 3-year or the 4-year degree in humanities?
I think you mentioned it there, Thomond. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Because once, you know, when you go into the Access, you're looking at new people, you're feeling nervous, you're wondering, you know, will you be good enough? But slowly but surely during that year, you will grow in your confidence. And you'll be, you know, bouncing around with, you know, bouncing your step, you know, as you're getting more confident. And, you know, yourself, Thomond, and Barbara was absolutely amazing, showing us all the different tricks and things like that. And as you said, Yvonne, when we went into first year, we knew a huge amount as to how to study, how to allocate your time. And it is by no means onerous. It's not 9 to 5 or whatever. You know, there's certain chunks of your day. And, you know, and I suppose we were lucky that we had each other. I think we were the only husband and wife team.
Romance does blossom on these courses, you know.
Now, having said that, there's huge competition between the two.
There was huge competition.
Okay, listen, can I thank you, all our panelists, for coming today? And just to let everybody out there know that UCD is waiting to hear from you. The BA Humanities people are mad keen for more mature students. So whatever entry route you choose, please get in touch. One step, I have to show you, this is our Access mascot. His name is Obot. He's an elephant, and Obot stands for 1 bite at a time, because the way you eat an elephant is apparently 1 bite at a time, if you're minded to do so. So take all of this 1 step at a time. Plan your way to where you want to go. But, you know, if the Access course and the degree in Arts Humanities is for you, please feel welcome. Get in touch. You've got the email address, all@ucd.ie or hello@Arts Humanities. Is it?
hello.artshumanities@ucd.ie.
Smashing. Okay, thanks everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.